Screaming for Vengeance is the I'm not even sure how many it is, but I believe it is the 8th studio album by Judas Priest. I'm gonna look now. I'm probably wrong. Oh, I was right. 8th studio album. That was a wild guess right there, but there we go. Yeah, so their 8th studio album. I'm a big fan of Judas Priest, of course. I believe I said in some videos where I started with Judas Priest that I like the band, but I'm not really sure of their discography, and it's in the top 10 of their list. That was really retarded back in the day. But I know them now. I'm a big fan of them now, so there we go. Screaming for Vengeance. This is one of their very classic releases in the 1980s. This came after, I believe, British Steel. Or no, it came after Point of Entry, which was kind of a disappointing release compared to British Steel. They're one of their most popular records. It's way up there for me as well, but it's not one of my favorites. It's kind of overrated, I think. But still a good record. But yeah, definitely the most overrated record. Screaming for Vengeance. You can put that label on there as well, but I think this is a very classic album. This record is 38 minutes and 42 seconds. It's not really too long, it's not too short as well, it is just right. We have 10 tracks, I believe, or 11 tracks we have. Most of the time got good ratings, 5 out of 5s and 10 out of 10s and 4 stars and mixed favorable. Metal Storm gave it a 10 out of 10. Pop Matter 7 out of 10. Martin Popov 9 out of 10. Sputnik Music 3.5 out of 5. So most of the ratings are pretty good. We actually have 10 songs. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we have one bonus track, I believe, which is Devil's Child, the live rendition. But I actually got 11 tracks, yeah. 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, I got 11 tracks. But Wikipedia says there are 10. So they probably left the song out, I believe, or I've listened to a bonus track, I believe. Prisoner of Your Eyes is a bonus track. There we go. Yeah, it was recorded during the Turbo sessions. There we go. So I've listened to 45 minutes of Priest, although the record is 38 minutes. So there we go. Yeah, and I think I prefer it without Prisoner of Your Eyes. Really solid song, but doesn't really fit on the record that well. It's a bit too long. While the other songs are really short and precise. This is requested by Zak Sharman, who is a big fan of Judas Priest, I suppose, since he requested it together with Iron Maiden, of course. He's kind of my obvious guy, he requests the obvious picks, the Priest and the Maiden and the Sabbath, the obvious bands like that. Metallica. So there we go. We have the Hellion to start it off. This is just a really fun kind of just a very energetic opening, which just builds up to Electric Eye, which is the second track. These tracks are mostly combined with each other because they're played, most of the time together, because the Hellion is really short and the Electric Eye is short but can be longer with the Hellion. So there we go, perfect fit. Electric Eye, very classic opening riff, very classic riff right there. I just really love, the lyrics, Electric Eye, in the sky, stuff like that, by Rob Halford. Incredible vocal range by him on this track, really fantastic. I really loved it. One of Judas Priest's best. It was one of my favorites, I believe, but got knocked out by who. But yeah, very classic track, really loved it, and it's one of Judas Priest's best, really. Then we have Riding on the Wind, very relaxing track, it's just 3 minutes long, 3 minutes and 7 seconds. It's together with one other track, the shortest track of this album. It doesn't drag, it's pretty short, it's to the point. It's very classic. I just really love, the entire songwriting on this track, really love the vocal arrangement, the instrument taking, just everything, just every instrument was great on this track, so great rendition. But it is a bit overshadowed by Electric Eye and this upcoming song because those two are more popular, but still a very classic song nonetheless. Then we have Bloodstone, very great song. I just really love the title, Bloodstone. Just everything with blood kind of sounds cool in my opinion, but there we go. But very classic title, very classic song. It starts off really great with a kind of ominous guitar tone going on. Very great guitar tone, very great vocals by Rob Halford. Just a very great song in general, great. And that's basically it. It's just a great song, and it is on this record, which makes it even better. Now we have, speaking of getting better, we have Take These Chains by Bob Hellion Jr. I believe he co-wrote this track, maybe. Yeah, I believe he did, but I'm not sure. But yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks of this album. I just really love this kind of guitar opening. It sounds very beautiful, not even metal in a way, so you kind of are getting confused. But in my opinion, it just adds up to the record. It is just a very fantastic track. I just really love the chorus as well. Take these chains, take them off of my heart, or take them off of my hands. Just very classic stuff. Take These Chains, very great track as well. Reminds me of a great band with that name in it, with the title in it. But yeah, very great track. Bob Hellion Jr. He did one hell of a job. Please don't kill me. But yeah, 3 minutes and 7 seconds together with Riding on the Wind. Like I said, too short a track. But those are two of the most precise and two of the most killer tracks of the album. So they're short for a reason. Then we have Pain and Pleasure, very classic song to close out this record, very heavy and to the point. It is just basically a very classic rock and roll / heavy metal track, which is just, very good to listen to, very relaxing and very classic as well. So there's not a lot to explain here, just listen to it for yourself and decide. But I really loved it. Then we have Screaming for Vengeance, very great track, when Rob Halford just screams out and just says screaming for vengeance. That was very off, I know, but I just really love the vocal performance by him. Just the instrument as well, very classic. This is a very great track in general. I really love it, and you should really give it a chance because most of the time the title track is the most talked about, the most popular. But on here it isn't really the case. But but I don't understand why, because it is a very great track. So check it out if you haven't already, and yeah, it's just great. I mean, it's just a great track. Then we have You've Got Another Thing Coming, which is the most classic rock song ever by the band, and yeah, it's it's the second longest track of the record. I just really love this song. Here's where the talking ends or something like that. Rob Halford is just basically saying, this is where it gets serious, and you can't talk your way out of this. You're gonna go down, I suppose. Very classic riffs, just sounds like a classic rock tune on a metal record in a way. And of course the solo is incredible at the ending or at the midway section by Glenn Tipton and KK Downing. I believe one of the two or both. It's kind of the same thing with Iron Maiden, that I, confuse Adrian Smith and Dave Murray with each other. I believe Adrian Smith is more of the electric sound and Dave Murray is more of a bluesy metal sounding. Blues metal, blues metal, fucking hell. I don't even know if that exists, but if it does, that must be pretty good. But he's more of the, more toned down, more of the mellow, relaxed guitar player, and Adrian Smith is more of the ballsy, electric guitars. And I believe Glenn Tipton, I believe KK Downing is more of the Dave Murray of the band, and Glenn Tipton is more of the electric sounding guitars. I'm not sure. You can let me know in the comments because I'm not the biggest expert on that, but I love the entire band, so there we go. Just very classic track. Really love the title. The length is perfect. The song is perfect. If it is on your top 10, I can accept that. And I really love the track, but as personally, I think I've overplayed it a bit. But still a very classic track nonetheless. Then we have Fever, and this is honestly the only track, it is the longest track, 5 minutes and 20 seconds. The only track that I don't really get into that much, because it's mainly, I haven't heard it too much. But definitely, you know, when I get into it, I will. Maybe it's one of my favorites then, but who knows? But still, very great track nonetheless. And when I've heard it, it is definitely just very great. Although you know, I've yet to listen to it a bit more to really get it into my head. But still a very good track nonetheless, and it's the longest track, so maybe some people are gonna prefer it over others. Me myself and I, fucking hell. But yeah, for me, I have to listen to it more, but definitely a track that I want to really love, and maybe in the future I'm gonna love it. But for now, I really like it, and it is the longest track, so maybe that is gonna appeal to some people. It definitely does for me, but you know, definitely needs some more spins to get it really into my head. And then we have Devil Child, very great track. You know, starts off very anthemic. Or no, there's actually Bloodstone. I got a riff, I got a pattern in my head, and that was the entirety of Bloodstone, and I couldn't explain it then. Bloodstone, yeah, that is Bloodstone. There we go. But yeah, Devil's Child. I really love the vocals again by Rob Halford. Here's a deal with the devil. This is very in your face, it's very heavy as well. You know, after a track like You've Got Another Thing Coming and Fever, which are more classic rock, and then you get a heavy metal tune like Devil's Child. I just really love that spin that Judas Priest had, that they, you know, have a classic rock tune and they make you relax and then grab you by the balls by the next track. I just really love that, you know, that the diversity of the band. That's, you know, that subtlety. I just really love, you know, that surprise attack by Judas Priest. Yeah, that was the word right there. A very classic track again. Classic is used a lot